Is insulin resistance preventing you from losing weight? Doctors are missing these 7 insulin resistance warning signs, and you need to know about them. So if you feel tired after every meal, or you have stubborn belly fat that you cannot get rid of, you cannot shift it no matter how many stomach crunches you do, no matter how many weird diet plans, and it's just getting bigger, those skin tags that appear that definitely never used to be there, kind of like funny little wart things, and now there's more of them, or mood swings, or weird energy crashes, or that they make you want to dive headfirst into the biscuits at 4 p.m. or fall asleep on the sofa. You might not be lazy, you might not even be menopausal, you might be way past that, or you might not have even started that bit yet, you might not even be a woman, you might not be any of those things, you might just be insulin resistant. And your doctor might never have told you and never have even discussed it. I'm going to walk you through 7 warning signs of insulin resistance, the kind of clues that most GPs either miss or dismiss or medicate with a shrug and a statin or some metformin. But you deserve to know what's going on inside your body. So let's pull back the curtain, skip the fluff, and actually get smart about this. Sound good? I'm filming today from the Loire Valley. This is the Loire River you can just see behind me. It's such a glorious day. I wasn't planning to record today, but look, too good an opportunity to miss. I'm going to walk you along the banks and back up into the little town. It's so pretty. So without further ado, let's get right into it. In case you're new to my channel, my name's Emma Voysey and I'm a board certified health coach, and I am on a mission on this channel to share with you the information which completely changed my life, changed my health around, saw me losing more than 20 pounds of body fat and reclaiming my health in my mid-50s without medication, without drugs, without interventions, just through eating real food and putting in place real health strategies that we all need to know about. And I cured bloating, painful bloating that had dogged me for 10 years, problems with my gallbladder, problems with my energy, just everything was going really badly. And at 50, I was feeling post-menopausal and frumpy and just horrible compared to how I feel today, which is more energy than I believe I had in my 20s. Everything works right, all the aches and pains have gone, and I'm going to share with you on this channel how you can do exactly the same thing. You can reclaim your health at any age, and once you have the tools, once you have the knowledge of what you need to do and how you're going to do it. And just a very short point before we get any further to say thank you so much to you if you subscribe to my channel, if you're enjoying my content, if you're commenting. The channel's gone absolutely crazy in the last few weeks since Easter, and I promise to all the people who've asked me about my weight loss course, which I am writing at the moment, it will be ready soon, and you will be the first to know as soon as it is ready to go. Is insulin resistance preventing you from losing weight? What is it? What are 7 signs you need to know, and the things that maybe your doctor hasn't shared with you? So let's start with the basics. Insulin is a hormone which is made by your pancreas, and its main job is to take the sugar out of your blood and shuttle it into your cells to be used for energy, or if you've already got enough energy, to store it as fat. Now imagine for a moment this happening. Mikey's having a drink. Imagine for a moment this happening meal after meal, snack after snack, year after year, until your cells basically stop answering the door when the insulin knocks. That's what is, in a nutshell, that's insulin resistance. Your pancreas shouts louder, makes more insulin, but the cells have tuned out. The cells have locked the doors. They are not letting any more insulin in. It's like trying to get a teenager to unload the dishwasher. Eventually, you're just yelling into the void. And here's the really scary part. Before you ever get diagnosed with diabetes, your insulin levels can be high for years. That's called hyperinsulinemia, which is a very long word. And it's the real culprit behind so many modern illnesses. Come on, Mikes, get out the mud. From the belly fat, to the brain fog, to the infertility, to the heart disease, and even to Alzheimer's, dementia. It's all linked. Why your doctor probably misses it. Now you might be thinking, well, why doesn't my GP just test for this? Great question. Fasting glucose tests, they'll often look normal. Even HbA1c can stay in range for years whilst insulin is secretly climbing. fasting insulin tests, the ones that actually catch this early. They're not routinely offered, especially in the UK. The truth is, doctors are trained to treat full-blown diabetes, not to spot the years of metabolic mayhem that lead up to it. So unless you're half dead or you're actually urinating sugar, they're unlikely to catch it. But you can. The 7 warning signs that you can spot for yourself. So, number 1, belly fat, aka central obesity. If your waist is over half your height, your waist measurement, that's a big red flag. Fat around your middle is metabolically active, and that means it's the first place that insulin's going to send the excess to. And I've just got to pause and show you this beautiful house because I just think it's gorgeous. I wish I had a turret on my house. Can you see that? Wow, and the blue sky makes everything look so pretty. You might be a normal BMI, body mass index, but if you've got a belly, you need to be paying attention. Number 2, skin tags and velvety patches, which is also scientifically known as acanthosis nigricans. These aren't just cosmetic annoyances. These are signs that your skin is responding to this excess insulin. The skin cells multiply and thicken, and if you have skin tags around the neck or in your armpits or under your breasts or in darker velvety folds, get your insulin checked. They are a real warning sign, and they may have been slowly increasing for several years and you haven't really taken a lot of notice of them. Again, it's just one of those things that people think, oh, it must just be part of normal aging. Everybody's got them. Doesn't mean that they're good or safe or should be ignored. Number 3, you've got that afternoon energy crash. You eat a sandwich at lunch and by 3 p.m. you're practically comatose at your desk or on the sofa. That's a blood sugar roller coaster caused by too much insulin dragging your glucose down too quickly. Number 4, high blood pressure, especially if you're on meds. Insulin makes your kidneys retain sodium, salt, and water. So your kidneys aren't as efficient. They aren't filtering as efficiently as they should be. More fluid equals more pressure. If you're on blood pressure meds, but no one's talking to you about insulin, that's like mopping the floor while the tap's still on. Number 5, bad cholesterol pattern. So your triglycerides are up, but your HDL is down. Forget total cholesterol and LDL. They're not the villains here. If your triglycerides are over 150 and your HDL is low, that's under 50 for women, under 40 for men, that's insulin resistance waving this giant red flag. Number 6, hormonal imbalances, PCOS, acne, hair loss, hirsutism. High insulin increases androgens. Women with insulin resistance might experience cystic acne. Not that you expect to get that as you get older. You know, acne, that thing that teenagers get, and suddenly you're in your 50s or 60s and it's back again. Hair loss on the scalp and unwanted hair on the chin, chest, belly, arms. PCOS isn't just a reproductive disaster. It's often rooted in insulin issues as well. And number 7, brain fog, cravings, poor sleep. If you feel foggy, you crave sugar constantly, or you're waking up at 3 a.m. wired and starving and having to go for a snack in the middle of the night, this could be your body pinging the insulin alarm. It's not a character flaw. It's not you. You're not greedy and lazy. It's your cells screaming from a metabolic balance. The nerdy bit, but I'm going to keep it simple. And I'm going to keep showing you these beautiful French houses. I've read something the other day, I think it was a headline or a story in a British newspaper online, and it was about these beautiful villages in the Cotswolds where, you know, people live, but lots of people go there to visit because they're so attractive, and how the residents have to put up with tourists just gawping at their houses all day long, sticking their heads into windows, taking photographs of them, you know, and it's not even just in the summer, it's all year round. Imagine that. Imagine living in a place with just troops of people. And if you live in one of those places, in one of those beautiful houses, I'm really sorry for you. I think I could probably get away with it here because there's hardly anybody around, and you know, it's not like I'm the first of 2 busloads today that are going to come and look at these nice houses and have my camera on. Anyway, back to the data. Let's talk numbers. because I know a lot of you want real data. So fasting insulin should ideally be under 6. If it's over 10, you're in the danger zone. Triglycerides, over 150, not good. And if your waist is over 35 inches for women or 40 inches for men, that is also a big red flag. And it's also worth knowing that insulin resistance is reversible, but not with more pills. Instead, with less sugar, fewer snacks and more real food, which is what I'm always banging on about, but it is actually the answer to most of the problems. This is a cycle path, and it's obviously very popular because lots and lots of people keep coming along. And why not? On the banks of the Loire, what a lovely place to cycle. And it's all really flat too, very different to Andorra. Look at that little place down there, it's so cute, with the red beams. Let's go on down into the town, shall we, Mikes? I say town, it's more of a big village. How are you going to fix it? So number 1, lower your carb intake. Oh, it's very echoey in this bit here. Especially the refined grains, the ultra-processed junk, the fruit juices and the sugar bombs that pretend to be healthy. And, you know, think about fruit. We think of fruit as healthy, and it is healthy, and it's in its whole form. But it's a lot sweeter than fruit originally was when we were just picking it off bushes in the wild. It's been bred to be sweeter. It's full of sugar, and it doesn't matter that it's in fruit. It doesn't matter that there's some fibre there and some vitamins. It's still being turned into sugar by your body. So you have to be aware of all of these things. Number 2, space out your meals. No grazing. The biggest thing I did, I believe, to change my health was to stop eating all the time. It didn't matter that it was healthy food. I was pretty much grazing constantly through the whole day. I was always full, but I was still had my brain telling me I was hungry because I wasn't eating the right kind of fuel. I wasn't putting enough protein into my body, and I wasn't putting enough fat on board. Let your insulin drop. Oh, Mikey. Let your insulin drop naturally between meals. And your digestion take place naturally and fully between meals. So you eat when you're hungry. You eat when you really need to eat, not just because you're bored or you just habit makes you put something else in your mouth. Number 3, again, this old chestnut, prioritise the protein and the healthy fats. They keep you full, they keep you balanced, and they keep you hormonally stable. Number 4, move daily. Even a brisk walk improves insulin sensitivity, not a slow walk like I'm doing, but a brisk walk. And do some weight training, add some weights into your routine. It doesn't have to be in a gym. You can do it at home, you can do it in the garden, you can do it on your patio. Just, be inventive about it. There are hundreds of videos out there sharing home workout routines that anybody can do anywhere. You don't have to be visible. You don't have to go somewhere and have people in lycra staring at you and maybe, the place is full of influencers all taking pictures of themselves in the gym and looking magnificent. You don't have to go there. Just do it at home. Do it privately on your own. Number 5, sleep and stress. Look at these cute cottages behind me. Cortisol affects your insulin levels too. Cortisol being the stress hormone. Make time for recovery and don't continually put yourself under stress. And I mean obviously daily stress, some things we can't avoid. Everything stressful is going to affect your cortisol, whether it's being late for a meeting or an annoying colleague at work, or you can't pay a bill. All of it's stressful. So the things that you can intentionally change, like long duration exercise, cut that out. You don't need to run 5 miles every day and put your body into that stressed situation all the time, when you can do a brisk walk and intersperse it with a few sprints, if you can do sprints. You can also sprint, by the way, on a bike. You don't have to actually sprint physically on the ground if you're somebody that can't run anymore. And, many people are in that state. And also the title of number 5 was sleep. Somebody said the other day, it's all very well trotting out, do this, do that. My sleep's been terrible for years, and, you don't know what it's like to be a real insomniac. I've never been an insomniac, but I've had lots of periods where I've had poor sleep, and I know what a bummer it is. I know, having dealt with clients with this problem, it's awful, but there are things you can do. Get outside, get your eyes into the sunshine early in the morning and in the evening as the sun's going down. Tell your body what time of day it is. Don't spend your whole time living in a cave, living in your house and never seeing the daylight. That directly affects sleep, and there are loads of things you can do to improve sleep. And the best thing that I did was I read Dr. Matt Walker's book, Why We Sleep. Fantastic read. It will really change your tune, because it changed mine. I used to think sleep was just a waste of my time. I really did. I just thought for years, until I was about 49 and I read that book, I just thought, oh God, it's such a waste of time sleeping. Look, I'm awake now, I may as well get up and start doing some work, because I've pretty much always worked for myself. I used to think, I'm awake now, may as well get up and do something. There's no point in lying here trying to get back to sleep. But chronic sleep deprivation and chronically being short of sleep, chronic means it's a condition that's always there. It affects everything. So it affects your stress, it affects your ability to lose weight. And above all, stop blaming yourself. This isn't about willpower, it's about biochemistry. And I was terrible at chemistry at school, but it wasn't very interesting. Whereas all this stuff, directly relating to our health, I find it totally fascinating, as you can probably gather. So how many of those 7 warning signs did you recognise in yourself? Comment below, let me know, tell me about your own experience. I thought of one more actually, which is hairy toes. Hairy toes are a sign that you have healthy levels of insulin. And when you lose the hair on your toes, it's another telltale sign of insulin resistance. And if you've got a big problem with belly fat, another telltale sign of insulin resistance, you might not have seen your toes even for quite a long time, but get someone to take a picture of them for you. Have a look. If you suspect insulin resistance, do take it seriously, because catching it now could literally save you years of suffering, and it's reversible. When I say years of suffering, I was a carer a few years ago, about 2016, I think, something like 2016. I did a stint of care work where you go into people's houses and help them with their daily routine. And I've talked about her before because it really did have an impact on me, and it was the first time I'd come across somebody in such a terrible situation health-wise, in that she was massively overweight. I don't know what she weighed. She was too fat to be able to get herself out of her bed on her own. So she was completely bedbound. Merci. But she was blind as well. Too big to move herself, too big to get out of her own bed. She had to have carers to do everything for her, and she was blind. She hadn't lost any limbs, but her diabetes, it was heartbreaking the day she said to me, I wish I'd listened to my doctor. Emma, I wish I'd listened to my doctor when he told me not to, I had to lose weight. But I think the really sad and criminal thing about that is that the diet she was on, she was never going to lose weight, because the diet was shockingly high in carbohydrates, and so that wasn't the answer either. But she was just doing her best, and of course she failed, because anybody following a diet that is based on the food pyramid, eating mainly front loading your diet with starchy grains and sugars or artificial sweeteners, it's always going to fail. Low fat this, low fat that. It's such a nonsense. And that poor woman. So when I say take it seriously, so cars in France don't stop on crossings either. Come on, Max, I think it's safe to go now. Do take it seriously, because catching it now could literally save you years of suffering, and I'm talking real suffering. She was bedbound. It was unlikely she was ever going to get out of that bed, and she was 40. She was so young. You're not irretrievably broken. We can fix you. If you want a real fix, not a band-aid. Subscribe, hit the bell, and check out my free food guide PDF, which is in the free PDFs that I share with you for free in exchange for your email address and subscribing to my brilliant email weekly newsletter, Stronger, Leaner, Smarter, which is where I share truths I don't always talk about on the channel. Because you, my friend, are sweet enough. Let's fix the root cause. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, you might like one of these two next. Meantime, one last view of the beautiful Loire River from 𝐇𝐀𝐒𝐄𝐒 in the middle of France. I say for now, cheerio.